Hello and welcome to Junior Achievement's virtual speaker series. Today we're going to be looking at job opportunities within government, and our guest today is going to be sharing her personal journey. So I have the pleasure of introducing Daphne Dyer. Daphne is the Administration Manager with the Parks and Leisure Services with the City of Lauderhill. Welcome, Daphne.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, could you start by telling us a little bit about what you did out of high school? Did you go to school? Did you major in anything related to the career you're in?
Well, in high school, I was very science oriented. I wanted to be a physician and I wanted to help people. So, for those of the kids who are in school now, if you like helping people, you like doing things that make the community better. I wasn't quite sure. I was involved in a lot of volunteer activities in high school, but I knew I wanted to do something, and a physician was a big thing for me. But once I went to medical school after college, um, I'm like, this is not quite for me. And I ended up at the University of Texas in Tyler, and I got my master's degree. I'd already had a bachelor's when I went to college, and I got my master's in clinical exercise physiology, which is, I'm really into the science of exercise and fitness and wellness and how it relates to helping the body. So that was my track from high school to my graduate degree. So, because I work for a small, medium sized parks and recreation department, I get to do and I have gotten to do everything in this department, which includes administrative work, which includes hands on. I came in as a supervisor and I was pretty much managing facilities, which is what I still do. I still manage facilities, but my job grew and grew. And why did it grow? Because I'm one of those people, because my mind's always thinking about what can I do next? What can I do next? Is I learned everything. And in a small department like this, you can learn everything, which gave me the basis to be able to go back into my fitness background and my exercise. I'm trained to work in a hospital in a cardiac rehab center. That's what I'm formally trained to do. But because I went into Parks and Rec, I'm able to use that and help in a capacity, in a way that the community, I can make my own fitness program. So that's what I was able to do, because at the time we really didn't have a formal fitness program. So as I learned more and more about running a department and running a Parks and Rec, I was able to incorporate what I like to do and what I'm really good at. So I kind of took a chance with Parks and Rec because I wasn't sure. And with my title now, with what I do, I do so many things within the department with an administrative manager position. I'm very fortunate because my bosses trust me to be able to do all the things that I can do to help and enhance the department. So right now, my focus and what I asked to be able to do is I still do contracts, I still do grants. I've learned to do all those things, which is administrative, but they also allowed me to implement youth programs, to work hands-on. I found over the years I like to work directly hands-on rather than just sit behind my desk all day. I've been allowed the freedom to be able to do that. If a young person comes through the ranks of Parks and Rec and learns as much as I know, or at this point, you can be a director somewhere. That gives you a ticket That's just to say, if you start in a small, kind of a medium size where you can, and your bosses allow you to learn and hands-on everything,
Right.
then you can kind of get a feel of what you want to do as a parks and recreation professional, which I am. And I consider myself not only a fitness professional, but definitely a parks and recreation
So
professional.
what I'm hearing you saying as well is that you've really infused your personality and your background and experience into what you do.
Yes, which I hope that encourages young people, um, especially Parks and Rec, because people are, Parks and Rec, y'all over there playing and having a good time. No, we work really, really hard because Parks and Rec is kind of the foundation of community outreach in a city. Think about what we offer. We offer, yes, leisure services, which is what our official department title is, Parks and Leisure Services. But we really reach out to the community to keep, kind of a backbone to enhance what a community is as far as green spaces. I wish I could take you all out to the park right now. Our parks maintenance, they work really hard. We have plans in place to make sure the parks run a certain way so that when you, as a consumer, come to the parks, you're going to like, oh, this is a nice park and I'm going to enjoy myself. My mental well-being, especially nowadays, is really tough on people. When you go to the park, everybody's trying to go to the park. And right now, parks are really, really essential to people's mental and health and just overall general well-being.
So what advice would you give to some of our middle schoolers and high schoolers who may think about entering this career?
Well, we're always looking for interns. So if you can find a Parks and Recreation department or a facility or a professional that you know who would let you come in and do volunteer work, I hands on. That's what I love to do, is work with teens. If you see right here, staff, youth council, I'm so proud to say that I was able to develop and to implement a youth council. We're the Lauderhill Youth Council, who answers or works with. We have a wonderful commission. I'm so fortunate to have such a wonderful commission to work so hard. That's one thing that it helps to be in an environment where everybody wants to do fabulous, wonderful things to help, especially young people.
Yeah.
And that's one thing you can do. Reach out. If you live in Lauderhill, reach out to me.
Yep.
Reach out to an adult that is involved, or who is a Parks and Recreation. Get involved with Parks and Recreation programs. Have the adults in the recreation field get to know you and ask questions. Be curious. Find out, is there something that clicks with me that makes me feel like, oh, this is where I need to be? Please do. That's how you find out anything. I never would have thought that I would have enjoyed myself in Parks and Rec as much as I have. And I never would have known unless I just took that chance and reached out. And I still do. I ask questions. I ask the city attorney questions. I ask the mayor. I ask all the commissioners questions. My bosses have a wealth of knowledge. I answer to the director and the deputy director, who are very positive about all the things that we can accomplish. So if you know who you are, as far as asking, don't be afraid. If you don't know who you are, ask. And Parks and Rec is definitely an excellent career. I've been here for over 20 years, and I'm still able to produce and do all kinds of wonderful things for the community.
Excellent. Daphne, thank you so much for this information. This was wonderful. So I appreciate your time, and I really do appreciate hearing what you do. So thank you so much for joining us.
No problem, Claire. Thank you so much for providing this. And then Junior Achievement, y'all are awesome. Awesome, awesome. Y'all do great stuff.
Thank you.